It's starting to track a little more west-northwest up along those islands to the coast, along the coast of Cuba as a Category 4 storm, but it's only a couple miles per hour away from being a Category 5 hurricane. 157 is the threshold there from Cat 4 to Cat 5, so it is a Category 4, but a powerful one. As it gets into this area here, there's a little bit of a question mark as to, right now the current forecast has it weakening a little bit, winds down to 150, but in the past, in many different storms, there has been a chance for a storm to intensify in this area here. With the warm waters, wind shear is relatively low right now, so as it moves up toward Key West, toward the Florida Straits, toward the west coast of Florida, there is that potential for some strengthening, although the current forecast keeps it as a Category 4 storm. There's also going to be a tremendous push of water up along the west coast of Florida. Our storm surge numbers have gone down a bit. The west coast numbers have gone up quite a bit with this new track. In the latest track, the 5 a.m. from the Hurricane Center, most of our viewing area outside of the forecast cone. And what that means is the center of the storm is less likely to end up in our viewing area. Now there is this eastern side of the cone here, the eastern perimeter, where if the storm takes a turn a little bit earlier, it could end up right over Lake Okeechobee. If that happens, that's a whole different ballgame for us in terms of the amount of wind we're going to see, the amount of rain we're going to see, and the kind of damage that we might see in our area. Over here, we're still looking at tropical storm conditions for later on tonight, all the way through tomorrow and into Monday morning. Tropical storm winds, very gusty winds, so we could see some damage from that. We'll also see some heavy rainfall in spots. As the storm moves up toward Tampa, and if the center of the storm continues to stay over a good portion of the land in Florida, then we'll start to see some weakening to a Category 3, and then a very quick drop from Cat 3 to Cat 2 to Cat 1 to tropical storm as it makes its way up into Georgia and eventually over here into Kentucky and Tennessee, where it just kind of dies out. Tropical depression, then a remnant low, and that's pretty much it for the storm. Too much land, no fuel for it, no warm water. Computer models have been trending this way for the past few computer model runs, with a little bit more of a push over to the west here. Some computer models out here in the Gulf, which is why the cone extends out into the Gulf. But really a lot of the outlying models to the east go just as far as Lake Okeechobee, and that's it. So we still have a hurricane warning in our area, and that will likely stay up for a while, because if the cone shifts at all, then once again we could be looking at more hurricane conditions in our area. For the time being, we're looking at mainly tropical storm force winds with hurricane gusts as we get into later today, tomorrow, and into early Monday. So hurricane warning still in effect for our viewing area, and a storm surge warning still in effect for